welcome everyone. I am Tammy Mastroberte, founder of Elevated Existence and publisher and editorial director of the award-winning Elevated Existence magazine. I am here today and very excited to introduce you to Meryl Starr. She is a personal organizing expert, an author, a radio show host. I'm very excited to talk to her about organization, clearing clutter, and so many things that I think all of us struggle with from time to time. So let me get right in and thank you, Meryl, so much for joining us and for for helping us organize our lives this fall.
Thanks so much for having me here. It's always my pleasure to talk about organizing and clearing clutter.
Yes. Now, I want to know, how did you first get involved with organizing and deciding that you're going to help other people learn how to do that?
You know, I've always been very organized, and it's funny, even when I was in high school, my clothing closets were color-coded, my shoes were lined up, and even my brothers, they would make fun of me. They would bring their friends into my room, and they would say, this is my, the museum.
Oh,
I didn't realize that it was so different to be so organized, or that everybody wasn't like that. And then years later, I was at a friend's house and staying for the weekend. And did you ever open up a cabinet and, something falls out?
Yes, yes.
So there you go. So I was like, and I couldn't really find anything and things were in disarray. I says, you know what, Randy, would you mind, if I just organize the kitchen today? And she says, really? You want to do that? I said, I'd love to. She says, what should you do? What should I do? And I said, nothing, just get me some large garbage bags. So I went through cabinet by cabinet, getting rid of the things were broken or didn't make sense, or the pot didn't have the lid.
Right.
And about 10 garbage bags later,
wow,
the kitchen was organized, the spices were alphabetized.
Oh my gosh.
The like items were together, the pantry, the cans were together, the cereals were together. It was just beautiful, and I was in all my glory.
Right.
And when her husband came home that evening, I was so excited, and I said, Stephen, you have to see what I did today. And I opened up every cabinet and every drawer, and he said, wow. And he loved it, of course. He said, you could charge for this. And a light bulb went off in my head at that second. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start my own company, and I'm going to call it Let's Get Organized. That was over 22 years ago.
Wow.
And I've been in business, helping people to sort through, declutter, and organize their lives ever since.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, I think one of the biggest issues for people, and I know it creeps up on me as well, is clutter.
Yes.
And my question is, we know everything is energy. We know even inanimate objects hold energy. So how does clutter affect the energy of the environment that you're surrounding, as well as you as a physical person living in that environment?
Right. Well, clutter is negative energy. Because when you think about it, clutter is anything that you don't need, you don't want, you don't use. So those are all don'ts. They're all negative. There's nothing positive about clutter.
Right.
So when you start to get rid of the clutter in a particular space, it opens up. The energy changes. You feel better about that particular space in your environment. So then people say, okay, well, how do I know what's clutter and what isn't clutter? If you start with a small space and start going through things, let's say we're going to do a small closet, and you hold an item in your hand and you say, is this something I need? Is this something I enjoy? Does this, bring joy to my life? Do I want it? Once you say no to that, it's clutter. You need to let it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it brings good memories, if it looks fabulous on, I don't even care if you haven't worn it for 4 or 5 years, but if you love it, you must keep it. But anything that really doesn't make you feel good inside, you need to get rid of it because it's holding that negative energy.
Yes. And so how does actually, clearing clutter and then organizing everything, how does that kind of change the energy of the space? Does it just get rid of the negative energy? Does it, because I find when I clean something and clear out a whole bunch, maybe there's papers on my desk, whatever, when I clear it out, I feel like the whole room feels lighter. You know what I mean?
Correct. Because you're getting rid of that negative energy.
Okay.
You're getting rid of it. So, and that is with the entire home, anything, your car, your garage, relationships. Let's say you're in a relationship with somebody, but it never feels good.
Right.
Or you never really want to get together. Or there's always like a little argument. Or it's just not right. That's clutter. That's negative energy.
Wow.
Whenever we get rid of something that is clutter or negative, of course we feel better. It's like a weight lifted off of our shoulders. And that's what happens with the process when I work with people of getting organized. We start in a small space, we get rid of the clutter, we organize it because a space needs to be organized in order for it to be functional.
Right.
And then you kind of get addicted to it because you feel so good. So that's what gives the clients the incentive to keep going.
Right. Yes.
Going and going. Haven't you not? You're feeling great about yourself. Things are being lifted. You're feeling free.
Right. No, that's true.
It's a wonderful process. A wonderful, wonderful process.
And I think when people, sometimes when they think organizing, they think you have to have clutter to organize something. But what besides clutter and just stuff everywhere, what else falls under that category of organizing? And could it be something like, the closet doesn't have clutter, but it's not organized properly? I mean, does that actually make a difference as well?
Right. It does, because let's say after, there's no clutter in a particular space, but you want it to be organized because if your closet is organized, it's easier to get dressed in the morning.
Right.
If your closet is organized, you know where everything is. It just makes life flow with ease when like items are together. If you're cooking in the kitchen, if all the baking goods are in one area, you don't have to kind of run around the kitchen. The same thing with the refrigerator and the medicine cabinet and the garage. When you have organization in your life, life just flows. It's easier.
Yes.
And we're all so busy these days. We're running, we have children, we have jobs, we have things that we want to do. And the more you can have organization in your life, the easier life is.
Yes, that's true. No, it's true. I mean, I even think now sometimes when I go, let's say I'm cooking and I go into the refrigerator and I'm hunting for things because everything is just thrown wherever there's room. You know what I mean?
Correct. And that's fine. But I always tell people when you go into a space or anything in your life, if it doesn't feel right, you need to change it.
Right.
I never judge. So I never care how anybody lives their life as long as they're happy.
Right.
You should walk into your office, you should walk into your home, and it should feel fabulous. And the only way that it will feel fabulous is if you have no clutter. And in addition, if it's organized, it's an extra bonus.
Right. That's true.
It's an extra bonus. First, we need to get rid of the negativity.
Yes, 100%. So what are some tips you can share with our audience to kind of get started organizing or clearing clutter, whether it's a closet or an office or, the dining room, wherever clutter, even the kitchen. Are there some kind of standard tips for starting a project?
Yes. First of all, it is an overwhelming task.
Yes.
That we know. And because it's overwhelming, we procrastinate.
Right.
That's just what happens. So I always recommend starting in a small space. Start with one drawer. Start with, a small nightstand. Maybe the medicine cabinet. So it doesn't become overwhelming. Right. You want to start something and you want to say, listen, if I'm going to start this, it's very small. I'm going to finish it in this one session.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's only maybe just do something for a half an hour or an hour. And once you get rid of the clutter, like I said before, and you put and organize that little drawer or that little space, it will feel so good. It will give you the incentive. There's no doubt in my mind getting rid of the negativity and the clutter. It makes you feel good. It's like a little addiction.
Yes.
And then you just go on and on from room to room, from drawer to drawer. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And also realize that the first time you go through, let's say, a drawer and you get rid of some things, you will probably revisit it another time because you can't get rid of everything in one pass. Sometimes it takes a couple of passes to get rid of everything. So don't put that pressure on yourself.
That's true. That's true. Actually, another question I have that again has happened to me from time to time, particularly my office, I think. People will, have a session, they'll clear the clutter, the everything, the room looks amazing. And then within a month they find like clutter creeping back up again. Is there a way to kind of make those changes stick so that they're not continually clearing the clutter over and over?
Yes. Well, if it's something like buying things, I think we all need to be aware of what we're buying. What are we bringing in? Sometimes I even say before you buy something, maybe put it on hold for 24 hours and then think about it.
Right.
Before you bring it into the home. Whatever you bring back in, you want to love. You want it to bring joy because then you're just bringing clutter back into the house, As far as organizing, when you are organized, the system should be set up for you so then when you take something out, you put it back into that place. They say like everything has a home.
Right, yeah.
It makes it easier, when you take it out and put it back. We all get busy, so things might get a little out of whack here and there. But you want to take the time, even if it's, once a week or a couple of times a month, and reorganize and put everything back.
Right.
What happens is, once you are decluttered and you organize the space, not only does it look good, it feels good, and you want to be able to keep it that way because the energy is flowing and you're kind of like you're on a roll. Life is good. So that's your incentive to keep it that way.
Right.
If you fall out of it, it's okay. Just get yourself back.
Back into it. Right. That's true. And now I know you deal with organizing home, but you also deal with personal organization and even organizing your time properly. So what are some tips that in those areas that you can share for people as well?
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the relationships like we talked about before. There's clutter in our relationships, even if it's maybe that mom that's at the school that your children go to that you really don't care for, or maybe it's a family member that, honestly, when you're together, it doesn't really feel good.
Right.
So that is clutter in our relationships, and it's important to take care of ourselves in that way and maybe limit time with those people, or maybe just have a relationship where maybe it's over the phone and you don't have to meet with them. We want to take care of ourselves because for whatever reason, and no judgment, that relationship isn't working for you.
Right.
So we need to be aware of that and kind of declutter in our relationships. It's really important. The same thing with time. How many of us, overbook ourselves? We want to be busy, busy, busy and run, run, run. You know what? Sometimes it's important to say no.
Yeah.
And to take care of ourselves and to realize that we need to be our number one priority.
Yeah.
Too many things on our schedule, again, it's like clutter. It's too much. And when you look at it, you realize that it doesn't make you feel good. You feel frustrated, you get annoyed, you get maybe not such a good mood. That's because that situation is holding some negative energy. So you want to change.
Yes, yes. And I've also heard, and I'm sure other people have heard.
So anything in your life that doesn't feel so good,
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And so there's that saying too of like, external clutter creates internal clutter, and internal clutter, you find yourself surrounded with. So what's fascinating to me about it is that whole organizing thing really does change you as a person and change your personal energy.
Completely.
Yeah.
Because you're getting rid of something that's negative. You're getting rid of what's not working for you. And the more you do that, and you need to be, like I said before, patient with yourself because it takes time, but the more you get rid of that clutter, the better you feel. And before you know it, when all the clutter is out of your life and out of your environment, life is good.
Right.
Life is good. You're enjoying yourself, and that's what we all should be doing. We should be happy and enjoying ourselves and feeling light and lifted.
Right. That's true. So now I know that you have created these workbooks for people. One is called the Home Organizing Workbook, and the other one, like we just talked about a little bit, is the Personal Organizing Workbook. So can you explain kind of what they are and how people would go about utilizing those workbooks?
Okay, well, I'm going to show you. This is the Home Organizing Workbook.
Okay.
And, I might as well show you the Personal Organizing Workbook. It's so pretty.
Nice.
And they're both available as ebooks, so they can be downloaded. This way you don't have the books as clutter. And they're fabulous. Yeah, you can buy them online if you just search for them for sure. And you can go to Amazon and Chronicle Books and purchase them. And you could also see them a little bit on my website.
Okay.
But the books are very simple. Let's say we're talking about relationships. So it starts out talking about relationships, and then I give you the most common problems in a relationship. And then I give you the answers on how you can adjust that and change that.
Okay.
So even if we're talking about the home, what is the most common problem, in your closet? Well, everything is in disarray.
Yes.
Or I have too much stuff. And then I explain to you, if that is your problem, how you can change it. And I give you tips and ideas, solutions, products. And then at the end of each chapter, there are little projects that you can do. How to clean out your handbag, how to organize your closet, how to organize your medicine cabinet. So the books are classic. The information is forever. It's basic information. And they're great books to have. Like I said, they're forever. The information is forever. It's wonderful.
And then the home book, it takes you through the different rooms in the home or the different sections of those rooms?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well,
yes, bedroom, living room, kitchen, garage, attic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, you don't even think about the attic. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, what is up in your attic?
I don't even want to look. I don't know.
The thing is, it's interesting we're talking about that because the attic is above your head.
Oh.
So when you think about it, and the basement is below, do we really want to have negativity above our heads?
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh, that's so true. Oh, I have so much work to do now.
Okay, so you see, that's what everybody's going to do.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's going to do. They're going to say, oh my God, she's right. The basement, the attic, my bedroom. And then I'm going to say, you know what? Stop right there.
Right.
Because it's a little scary.
Yeah.
It's a little intimidating. So we're not going to go there. But we're going to start in a small space. A small little closet. And you know what? It doesn't matter how long it takes. It could take a year to declutter the house. That's okay.
Right.
Most important thing is getting started.
Yes.
It's getting started and finishing that one small space. Because I guarantee, it's going to motivate you to go on to the next space.
Yes, 100%. Actually, I think it was like a year ago. I was in this mode of where is clutter surrounding me and what do I have to do? And I literally made a list of drawers that needed to be organized, which closets, the top of the closet, the bottom of the closet, and, taking it just a drawer at a time, or, just the bottom of the closet today. It makes you feel less overwhelmed, and then you kind of cross off as you're going along, because then you feel like you're actually accomplishing things.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect. The other thing is that I work with people all over the country, and I also offer like an hour consultation.
Mm-hmm.
We Skype, and I am able to get, if I can't be physically with them,
Right.
I am able to help them move through the spaces, declutter, and change the energy just from, an hour. I have clients I meet with once a week, once a month, whenever. And it's wonderful because I'm kind of like they're, right there helping them to move through. It's their incentive. They have an appointment, they get homework, and everything gets done.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. So how can people find more information about you? I know you have the books. What is your website?
It's Meryl Starr, so it's MERYLSTARR.com.
Okay, perfect. And I know you have some videos on there and stuff of projects that you've worked on, and they're fantastic. So definitely, I recommend you checking out that website, and of course the two workbooks that you offer as well. I just want to say thank you so much on behalf of all of our Elevated watchers right now, for really sharing all of this information. It really is something I think that's so important, especially when you're in this world and you understand energy. Organization and decluttering are such a huge piece of that. So thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Oh, you're so welcome. If I just lastly would like to say to all the people out there, change the energy, move the energy, and change your life.
Yes, absolutely.
Get rid of the clutter. It's not doing anything for us.
Yes, yes. I mean, especially when you're trying to manifest things and create things, and you're surrounded with all this stuff that's holding you back from doing that. So it's huge.
Correct. It's the invisible clutter that we don't even think about that I help my clients move out. Just by having a conversation, the clutter that's in your head, relationships, in your homes, just by getting rid of it, it's pretty magical.
Yes.
It's pretty magical.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. And everybody, it's MerylStarr.com for more information. You can also go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you can get the online books, and you can download her home organizing workbook and personal organizing workbook. So thank you so much, and we will see all of you next time.